Alright, pilot drawing video. This is a new tripod that I managed to get. It's actually quite nifty. I just need to figure out how to get a better zoom in. That, or I can try to see if the legs can actually extend a bit more so I can get closer to the paper, but that's fine. So far I drew a little bit today. You can't quite see all the detail, but there's a bit. So I figure I would just talk about my process for drawing. Usually I will actually sketch just an eye. Why an eye? Well, because I practiced drawing eyes a lot during high school. And I always found them to actually be the most interesting part to draw first, because I view eyes as being like the window to the soul. Maybe cheesy, maybe cliche, but it's also the reason why I don't look people in the eyes is because I don't want them to see who I am, because I also don't really know who I am. So I don't think I'm going to add an iris to this eye in particular, because I kind of like just having a little bit of creepiness to the drawing overall. So I will simply lightly go over the eye and start to shade in, because the eye is not perfectly white, so there's going to be some shading going on. Not nothing terrible, nothing convoluted. We're still going to add some tiny little veins in the eyes. Probably not the right terminology here, but I am not in the medical field. I don't know the terms, so for any medical professionals and watching this, feel free to correct me. And I don't really stick to one part of the drawing. I tend to go all over the place. It helps keep my focus. So that's another thing, is that I'll start with the eye. I'll start to draw the eye, but I won't do one bit. I won't focus on one part at a time. I'll focus on multiple parts. And I think that's fine, because overall you're getting the same output. It's just, you're trying to keep your attention on the drawing itself. I feel like this helps sometimes with my attention span, because granted, I may have gone through school, but just barely. I mean, I would probably say barely as in like I got a 3.4 GPA getting out of school, and that was in comparison to a 4.0 in high school. So that's my definition of barely. How long have I been drawing? It's been on and off since I was, I'd probably say since I was 12. And, I did attend one art class in my entire life. It was a teacher who was showing us how to draw animals. And I liked the class for a bit, and I realized it was a bit too easy for me to draw animals, and I didn't really like it. I didn't like being told what to do. I wanted to draw whatever I wanted to draw, and I wasn't just interested in drawing birds or animals in general. So I eventually got out of that class, but the teacher was very nice. I will give her that. She wasn't overbearing, she wasn't really demanding, but I didn't like the class. So I left. I think I only stayed for maybe a few weeks. I don't even know exactly, because everything's kind of a blur at that point in time, at least for me. But yeah, that was the only art class I ever took. Like an actual course, like a community course, so to say. But yeah, once I entered high school, I began to dabble with portrait art. My first portrait was the Joker from The Dark Knight, from The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's Joker, of course, the one and only. And my art teacher liked it. she liked it so much she put it in the school art fair, unbeknownst to me, until I saw it. Actually, maybe not unbeknownst to me, because maybe she did tell me, I can't remember. So, but that inspired me to continue drawing, but I stopped because we moved from California to Texas. And, I moved away from my friends, and that had a huge impact on me. And I stopped drawing for quite a while. I would still go to art classes, but I really wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't do anything to, challenge myself or push myself to an extent. And for a while, my art just lagged behind until, one day when I was 17, I was grounded for getting bad grades. Yeah, please laugh. And, I took a look at a movie cover, specifically of Rob Zombie's Halloween, and I liked that Michael Myers, so I decided, you know what, I'll try and draw him. I'll try and see if I can make him realistic. And, at that point, I decided to basically decided to try and pursue it. So throughout high school, give me one sec.